comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I just got back from a gig at a place that I used to fucking do when I first started comedy. I probably had my 6th or 7th gig there. The fucking Hive Bar. It actually holds a little bit of a special place in my heart because 10 years ago, it was 2012, I did a gig up in Brisbane. I've talked about this gig before, but it was the hardest I'd ever bombed in my entire life. And it was the first time my mum and my wife ever saw me do comedy. And fuck me, it was just next level bombing. It was at a backpackers in Brisbane. And I had just got back from India the first time. And I hadn't been doing any gigs. And I was in India and I was going to recreate comedy or something. And then I went on stage and just started doing this shit. Like 30 seconds in, it was just silence. And then like a minute in, some fucking bird in the front row was like, "This is so bad." Audibly. I'm sweating up there. I do like another minute. The crowd turn away from me and just start talking to each other. As though I didn't exist at all. That's how fucking bad it was going. They were just in full conversation with each other. And then someone turned the music on for me to get the fuck off stage. I did like 3 minutes. It was brutal. I left the building straight away, just walked downstairs and started doing laps. And I was like, I can't fucking do comedy. I can't fucking do it. I've got to quit. And then I had to face my mum and my fucking wife. And then there was a car trip down to Byron Bay from Brisbane, which is like a couple of hours. And I'm just like, I can't fucking do it. I've got to quit comedy. It's the only time that I legitimately was going to quit comedy. I'm like, I just can't do it. It was so fucking humiliating. Anyway, I was so fucking close to quitting comedy that day. But the next day, I already had a gig booked in. And I was like, fuck, I might cancel it and just quit forever. But I talked myself into doing this gig. And I'm like, all right, this could be my last gig. I'll fucking do this gig and then just see what happens afterwards. And I ended up going there. My wife came along. I did virtually the same shit I did at that Brisbane gig. I changed a few things around and it went okay. It went well-ish. If it hadn't have gone well-ish, if it was just another horrific bomb, I think I would have just fucking pulled the plug. I'd be in jail now if it wasn't for comedy, for sure. But the place I did that gig at was the same place I did a gig at tonight. And it's like the career has not gone anywhere at all in 10 years. It feels like it has come full circle back to zero. Like the gig tonight, it went well. I'm fucking grinding out some new material. I want to have an extra like 10, 15 minutes before I hit Edinburgh so I can fucking fine tune it there. Edinburgh's just going to be so fucking sweet. If I can fucking do my hour 16 nights in a row, it's going to be pretty fucking decent. But anyway, the fucking place I performed at tonight, back in the day, it used to be run by 2 gay dudes. They were improv comedians. So what they would do is they would put on a show so they could do their 45-minute improv show at the end, which was fucking horrific. So they would chuck on anyone, like fucking banjo players, poets, jugglers, cabaret cunts, comedians. It was just a mishmash of different fucking acts. And then at the end, these 2 gay dudes, they would do improv like the worst. Like, you have no fucking idea how bad this was. The worst fucking shit you've ever seen in your entire life. I used to stay and watch every time because I was like, this is like otherworldly bad. It was fucking horrific. But it always built to a crescendo. Is that how you say it? Whatever. A crescendo at the end? Is a crescendo at the end? Or is that like the peak in the middle? Anyway, it's the fucking peak of the performance right at the end. People are confused. They don't know what the fuck has just gone on. They can't tell if it was an act or they just improv'd it. I didn't know myself, but every time they did it, right at the end, they would start kissing on stage. That was the big fucking end. They would just start making out in front of the crowd who have no fucking idea what's going on. No idea. They've just seen a juggler, a fucking comedian that's stuttering and sweating, a poet that's rhyming like fluoride with suicide, a fucking mime act, and then they just sat through 45 minutes of their bullshit, and now they're just watching two gay dudes kiss on stage. And it was like right in the middle of fucking Newtown, or just off to the side of Newtown. It's like the gayest area in Sydney anyway. It's not like they were making some statement. It's not like they were out on the farm, Brokeback Mountain style, just blowing each other trying to change the world. They were just kissing for some reason. So I was there tonight and I was just standing there. And I remember when I used to sit waiting for the other acts to finish and I was all nervous and shit, wondering if my jokes are going to work, thinking it was important. And tonight I was just like, this is so unimportant. How did I ever think this was important? But as a comedian, I fucking definitely am better than I was then. Sometimes you can't tell if you're progressing or not, but going to that fucking room tonight brings back a lot of fucking memories. Fuck, I sucked at the start. So after that horrific bomb in front of my mum and my wife, I started writing jokes, like actual jokes. That was one of the things I said to myself. I'm like, you haven't actually written any jokes. You've bombed for like a year, but you've had no jokes. So before you quit, how about you write some fucking jokes, and then if they don't work, then quit. I also remember fucking walking around the street outside a Hive Bar, fucking nervous about a gig, going over some shit, and writing a joke that I fucking used for years afterwards. Like fucking 5-6 years I was doing that joke. How did it go? I had to stop doing it because I quit drinking. It was something along the lines of, fuck people who don't drink. Oh, how the tables have turned. Like, they're the worst. You're at a bar, you're getting a round of drinks. It's like, yeah, it's sweet. You want a beer? Sorry, what are you drinking? And they're like, I don't actually drink. Can you just get me a lemonade? I'm like, a fucking what? A lemonade? What, I have to pay $4 to sit here and listen to your shitty fucking lemonade stories all night? Just get a fucking drink. And they're like, I don't need to drink to have fun. And it's like, whoa. It's not for you. It's for me. You're fucking bumming everyone out here. And I don't need a sober witness reporting things back in the morning. It's something like that. I can't remember exactly how it went. But you get the gist. Also, I didn't stop doing that just because I stopped drinking. I stopped doing that because I fucking matured out of it. I grew out of it around about the same time I stopped drinking. Anyway, that'll fucking do for tonight. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around with your friends, and I'll see ya the fuck later.